Now, Greeny, I would like to remind you, and don't just bring up your cup and sit back and kick up your fly shoes, Greeny. Listen to what he's saying here. So we got a Phoenix Suns team that's got my coach of the year, that's got an MVP candidate in Chris Paul, no doubt. Devin Booker's a star, but they're a relatively young team that Chuck has already conceded, can be beat by these Lakers because it's an easier matchup for the Lakers than Utah. We got that going on. We look at the Utah Jazz. As formidable as they are, as exceptionally well coached as they are, they just got bounced out in the first round last year. They've got something to prove, so they're relatively young. We look at, Mr. Load Management himself and Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers, who've never even made it to a conference finals in franchise history. We look at the Dallas Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis can't stay healthy. A feather touches him, and he's on the injured list. We've got Denver that no longer has Jamal Murray. You've got Portland that's a relatively guard-oriented team. They've got talent, but we all know that some things missing. Don't get me started with Nurkic's defense, even though he's formidable offensively. And we got Steph Curry without Klay Thompson. That's the West that you're talking about, okay? And then the Eastern Conference, Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant have played 8 games together. We know how formidable they are offensively, but defensively, they put you to shame, Charles Barkley. They ain't think about playing no damn defense. And you're trying to tell me that if LeBron gets through all of that, that puts him above Michael Jordan? Are you nuts?
I didn't say put him above. I said we need to have a serious conversation about
what we got to talk for? What we got to talk for?
Hey, he's got to, listen, he's going through a gauntlet. They're going to play all those series on the road. They're going to play every series on the road.
Really? Oh, you mean on the road with 50% capacity in the audience? You mean that? You mean that road environment?
Hey, listen, and let me say this. If LeBron is able to beat, like I say, I'm picking Milwaukee in the East. I want to make that clear. But if LeBron is able to beat KD, James Harden, and Kyrie, that would be impressive, Stephen A. That would be impressive.
It would be impressive. I'll give that to you. But again, it's not going to elevate him to GOAT status. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying.
I did not. Hey, listen, first of all, I said we need to rethink and have a serious conversation about that.
Can I ask you this question, Greeny? Let me step in. I'm sorry to be mediator here, but I got to ask Chuck this because I can't let him get away with this. Chuck, I've religiously brought this up with Isaiah, with you, with MJ and others. Magic too. When are we going to remind ourselves of the appreciation we need to have about the level of competition guys like yourself had to go against compared to today's game? It's soft as putty. You've religiously pointed out how soft the game is called. You can get called for a foul for having bad breath, for crying out loud. Lord knows how many games Dennis Rodman would have fouled out of with today's rules, with the antics that he engaged in. The level of softness in today's game compared to how y'all played. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about how the game is called. How do we ignore that?
Well, first of all, I think, listen, you can only knock the people down who are in front of you. Listen, I'm telling you this. If he's able to beat the Suns on the road, that would be a big – obviously the Lakers are going to be favored. But I don't think they're going to beat Utah, and I don't know if they're going to beat the Clippers. And let me tell you something. If they can beat the Brooklyn Nets, that would be impressive. They got probably the 3 best one-on-one players in the game today. Those 3 guys, they are the 3 best one-on-one players in the world probably. And if they're able to beat those guys, you got to give them guys their credit, especially that at LeBron's age, AD's, you talk about can't stay healthy. What about AD? So LeBron, if he's able to win the championship, listen, I'm not going to put anybody above Michael Jordan.
Okay.
But I tell you what, I can see how people would do it is my point, Stephen A.
Let me hold this thought a minute here, guys. And let me just very quickly say, LeBron's path, he may wind up having to beat on his way to a championship Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. That's 7 players who will wind up in the Hall of Fame.
So?
That would be a pretty good run. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.